All right, man, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. Feels good to be back, man. Feels good to be back. And we are live coming to you from YouTube, man. This is one of the realest sports podcasts in YouTube today. This is the Realest Sports Podcast, and welcome to another episode of Sports to Talk About, man. We got the scores from around the NFL from week 15, and we are going to talk about some football today. Some of the top news in the NFL today, man. So we got a whole lot more for you guys right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Sports Podcast. All right, man. Thank you guys so much for being here with us on this Tuesday night, wherever in the world you are right now. Thank you for choosing us, the Real Sports Podcast, your destination for real opinions and in-depth look on today's sports. Me and my family, we had a good time. Man. We went down to New Orleans, Louisiana. Down in New Orleans, man, last week. I got to meet the flyest man in the land, GC. My good brother, GC, man. GC, it was good to see him. We was at the New Orleans Bowl between the Jacksonville State Gamecocks and the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. Yeah, in Jacksonville State, they won the first bowl game. That was a good game. Went all the way to overtime, man. It was good, man. It was good again to see the brother GC. So GC, you watching, man? It's good to see you, brother. It was an honor. It's an honor, man. GC is such a nice dude, man. Just a nice, genuine dude, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got the podcast panel here. You already know. I got the podcast panel here. And ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your TV screens, laptop, phone. It is not Saturday. It is Tuesday. And I got the dog, and he's in the building. And he represents the defending NFC North Division champion. I'm talking about they are the mighty Minnesota Vikings. He's the OG of the Real Sports Group, a Hall of Famer himself, the legendary Q-Dog on a Tuesday.
Yes, sir, man. We're glad to be here. This is strange being here on a Tuesday. I was here on a Tuesday a while back, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. But we feel great to be back in the house on Tuesday to start the week off with a Real Sport Podcast, and look forward to giving y'all some good sports information.
Let's go, baby. Man, and those of you that know the dog, man, the dog on those Tuesdays, he was on those Tuesdays, he had that run, that classic run with D-Ray. That classic run. Oh, man. I can't get cool. And the man with over 200 episodes representing the University of Oklahoma State. He is part of the 3-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders. It is my man, Mr. Episode, Mr. Young Mark.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all being here with us. Glad to be back in the house of the Real Sports Podcast yet again. It's good to see my man Q-Dog. I ain't seen him since his Vikings defeated my Raiders in Vegas. So here in front of the world, I just want to give credit to Q-Dog and Brian Flores and their defense for shutting down the Raiders and beating us. Jeez. It's a shame. For every point that they scored, we have Super Bowl rings. It took the same amount Super Bowl titles that we have in our franchise history for them to get a win against us on the road. So hats off to you, Q Dog.
That's off to the dog.
Yes, sir.
What's going on here with this thing? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, what's going on with my button here? Technology is something else.
You gotta love it.
It's something else, man. Again, man, thank you guys for being here on this Tuesday night, man. We won't be before you long because we know that you got to go to work, and so do we do. So let's get this thing started, man. We got a special edition of Young on the Mark today, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get it going, man. We got a little bit of NCAA for you guys right here on the Rooter Sports Podcast. Young Mark, get the keys. Let's roll.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I know I said we wouldn't have any more On the Marks until next year. This is a little miniature version of it just to remind you guys we're still here. There was a big upset this weekend in the world of college football, and I could not wait until 2024 to bring it to you guys. So without any further ado, let's kick this into high gear and let's break it on down. So if you've been watching the show this season and been following On the Mark, you've heard me mention this school called the Colorado School of Mines a lot. They are a Division II school, and they pretty much owned the beatdown of the week, the part of the segment where we close it out and give you guys the biggest blowout in world of college football. So Colorado School of Mines, they had wins this season. I'm like 77-3. 72-0. They even won a game this season, final score of 82-0. So it was no surprise that they steamrolled their way to the Division II championship game. They got all the way to the title game, and they went up against a school called Harding University. And ladies and gentlemen, we had an upset. Not only did Harding University defeat the Colorado School of Mines, they beat them really, really bad. The final score of that game was 38-7.
Oh, wow. And
it gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. Not only did our reigning, defending, beatdown of the week champion lose, they lost to a team that only had 2 total passes the entire game. Harding University threw the ball only 2 times and beat this team by multiple scores. They didn't win by a last-second field goal. They didn't win by a Hail Mary. No, they ran the ball all over the Colorado School of Mines and took their will away from them. They win their game 38-7. They had their leading rusher, Mr. De La Cruz. He ran the ball 27 times, finished the game with over 200 yards on the ground. And like I said, host, they just absolutely demolished the Colorado School of Mines. It's one thing to lose a game, but it's another thing to get all the way to the championship and to lose that way in that fashion by having the ball ran all over you. I've never seen anything like it. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys real quick. Our reigning, defending, beatdown of the week champions were on the opposite end of the spectrum this past weekend, and they got the brakes beaten off of them. So shout out to Harding. They are the Division II national champions. So I just wanted to bring that to you guys. Back to you, host.
Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, I get nervous when you come with the beatdowns of the week. Oh, good Lord.
Oh, just wait till we reveal the beatdown of the year. Oh.
You got that coming?
Oh, after the new year, when the national championship in FBS has been decided, we'll do it On the Mark that Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler. When I tell you what the beatdown of the year is, I promise you host might walk off the set. It's going to be that bad.
I can't wait. How long we got to wait?
A couple more. Well, a little over a week.
Okay. I can do that. I can dig that.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. The semifinals is next week. Okay. So about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks.
That's cool. Well, that was a small edition of On the Mark. brought to you by Young Mark himself, Mr. Episode. Again, brought to you by the Real Sports Podcast, man. Get more of that over in the Real Sports group, man. Get more of that, more of that. All right, man, I got the scores. I'll run through them. I wrote a song about it. Like to hear, here you go. Here we go. Week 15. Let's kick this thing off in high gear, as Mr. Episode say. Let's kick this thing off. Thursday, the Las Vegas Raiders smashed the Los Angeles Chargers 63-21. All right.
The Raiders.
Quarterback still suck.
Amen.
Yeah, the quarterback still suck.
But shout out to the Raiders, though.
Right. The Cincinnati Bengals. They defeat the Minnesota Vikings 27-24. Mike's still in there. Mike still got a wild card.
Q-Dog, what happened, man? Y'all was up 17, man.
We had that game, man. We shot ourselves in the foot, like I said, our turnovers and everything, man. We just keep doing it to ourselves.
You still holding on that wild card, though.
Oh, man. We got to get better, man. We got too much talent.
I like how you said that. I can't settle with that, bro. I can't settle with that. The Indianapolis Colts, they defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-13. Detroit Lions, they defeat the Denver Broncos 42-17. The Carolina Panthers defeat the Atlanta Falcons in an NFC South Division game by the score of 9-7. Carolina gets their second win of the season. The Cleveland Browns, they defeat the Chicago Bears 20-17. All right, Joe.
What a game.
All right, Joe. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they defeat the Green Bay Packers 34-20.
Yep. Baker freaking Mayfield. Like I've been telling y'all all season. Y'all slept on my boy Baker. I'm talking about you, Deuce. I'm talking about you, DC. I'm talking about you, Wall Street. Where you at now? Where the Baker haters at now? Yeah. Tampa Baker, baby.
Tampa Baker. Oh my God. The Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, they defeat the New York Jets in the AFC East Division game by the score of 30-0. Ooh.
Zach Wilson's hurt.
It's getting bad for the Jets. It's getting bad for the Jets, boy. It is really getting bad for them. The New Orleans Saints defeat the New York Giants 24-6. The Houston Texans, they defeat the Tennessee Titans 19-16.
Comeback.
Yeah, comeback for sure.
Without CJ Stroud.
Facts. Case Keenum.
Shout out to former Viking Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, nice, man. Yeah.
Love it good.
Case Keenum took it to the NFC Championship game, wasn't it?
And did.
He did. Kansas City Chiefs, they defeat the New England Patriots 27-17 by Bill Belichick. I heard Bill Belichick is out of there. Wow. Can't believe that. Man,
it's desperately needed, man.
Yeah, it is. It's time.
He messed them up last season. And they just got to rebuild completely from top to bottom.
Yeah, because it's killing Mac Jones' career.
Oh, his career already done, man.
Yeah, it's done. It's a wrap.
I think his career as a starting quarterback, I think it's over.
Yeah.
Unless he can pull a Jim Plunkett, I don't see it.
I don't see it either.
And it's all Belichick's fault.
He'll be a great backup. The San Francisco 49ers, they defeat the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC West Division game 45-29. Dangerous team. Dangerous.
Arizona tried.
Yeah, they're rolling. They're dangerous. 45 points. And they was losing 13-0.
Arizona tried.
And they came back and scored 31 unanswered. Good Lord. The Los Angeles Rams, they defeat the Washington Commanders 28-20. Man, the Commanders were 4-10.
Oh, is the Sam Howell era coming to an end?
Yeah, man. They're
That's
4-10.
my question.
They're 4-10. That's a wrap. It's a wrap. The Buffalo Bills, they beat the brakes off the Dallas Cowboys 31-10. 31-10.
Vengeance from my man Thurman Thomas.
They had to be watching that game, but what is going on with Dak Prescott?
You can't play on the road, host.
A man told me he can't play from behind either.
Hey.
Good smack. No dogs.
Yeah. Can't be.
Playmaker. We need some playmaker.
There you go.
I wonder what's going on with Parsons, man. He hasn't had like them big takeover games like I done got accustomed to seeing from him.
Yeah.
Maybe getting the Barry Sanders syndrome, get tired of doing it by himself.
Right.
Hey, man.
What?
Well, more Faker Mayfield, more like Faker. Philly G, what up? What up,
Philly G?
We're 10-4, but it's all right. I don't care. I still believe in my team. Of course, you got to believe in your team.
Hating the cage, Philly G. Hating the cage.
Hate the cage.
Snowballing though, baby. Snowballing.
Yeah, it's snowballing big.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens, they defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. They beat the brakes off of them 23-7. 23-7. And of course, with Philly G, the Seattle Seahawks get a surprising win over the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles, 20-17 here. Wow.
Shout out Drew Lock, man. This is my guy since he was at Missouri. I hate he ain't work out for the Broncos. I believed in him. But shout out to him, man.
Holy cow, man. Wow, the Eagles, man, they are taking a turn for the worse.
Mm.
They are, Jesus, they are taking a turn for the worse, man. But I want to get to sorry, I'm doing homework. I want to get to I want to talk about something here. Two things we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna get out of you guys here. And you guys in the live chat, man, you guys can chime in and speak your opinion as well. First thing I want to talk about today, fellas, is good old Cameron Newton. Cam Newton. He said something the other day. He was talking to Brendan Marshall. He said, the article says Carolina Panthers legend Cam Newton has always danced, oftentimes literally, to the beat of his own drum. And that beat, even if it's not being played in the NFL, still goes on. Newton and former All-Pro former All-Pro wide receiver Brandon Marshall stopped in at Audacy's V103 hip hop station in Atlanta on Monday to chop it up on the Big Tigger Morning Show while promoting his and Marshall's I Am Iconic live tour. The former most valuable player was asked why he believes he isn't on an NFL roster right now. He said this, and I quote, "I scare people." Newton replied, "Because you can't control me. I'm not a puppet. I cut them strings off a long time ago. If that wouldn't have been the case, they would have told me without telling me to cut your dreads. They would have told me without telling me to just be a little quiet. They would have told me without telling me why you making it about how you dress." But it's jeez, Cam. But as some of us know in this space, I dress like this every day. This isn't a facade. This ain't a front. This is me. And if you can't, and you know, welcome me with open arms, then I'm not for you. And I think people need to understand that you are not for everybody. Despite expressing his willingness to serve as a backup, Newton hasn't been an employee of the league since 2021, during his second stint with the Panthers. He also recently revealed that he hasn't been contacted by a team over the past 2 years. But Newton, who is a businessman, remains busy outside of the game. Oh, and just as a reminder, he changed the game. He didn't manage it. Huh. Q. Let's start with the OG here. Cam Newton, a little cocky in this, ain't he? A lot of cocky.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of think that maybe, him as far as wanting to try to resurrect his career, as far as requesting that he will be a legitimate backup. And I think the biggest thing about it, I think that's just people just don't want to put a business in, that comes with him. He had his era in Carolina, went to the Super Bowl, didn't work out for him. A lot of times they say that Cam, he wasn't an accurate thrower. A lot of receivers that he played with, kind of like the guy that went from Carolina to Buffalo, said that, he would just kind of like throw to a spot. He wasn't really an accurate thrower like that. It's a shame. I wish he would have had a longevity career in the NFL. But I think maybe being the way he is, maybe that kind of like is kind of backfiring on him far as being a backup anywhere else. Teams don't want it to be a show. You got quarterbacks that come out all the time, every year. And sometimes it's easy for a quarterback. It's kind of like, what have you done for me lately? And with all the quarterbacks that pour out year after year, and it's kind of hard to get back in when, teams build for the future and, they don't want an older quarterback unless, like I say, you can back up somebody. And but that's not even working out for him. So I don't know.
Do you think if he was in the league right now, do you think what team would you we know Carolina needs him bad, but what other team right now that needs the service of Cam Newton?
I don't really know. I mean, are you talking about a team that's just like ready now with skill players, or a team that's trying to come from the bottoms up, a team that's in mid range, or
it don't matter. Who desperately need a quarterback, like desperately need a quarterback, like right now. I would say the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons need a quarterback.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Let's see who else is out there.
Cam, with him, a former MVP, I'm gonna say it like this. I think he is okay. I put this. He's too much. I guess he's too much attraction to himself.
Yeah.
And now, how can I put this, man? Okay, Cleveland, the Browns, they chose Joe Flacco over him. The Jets, was it last year or year before last? They chose Flacco over him. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think Cam. I don't know with Cam. I just don't know with Cam. He has the talent. I don't think it's his talent. I don't know. Maybe it's the showboating and anything like that. One would say, because definitely I think he's a real talented quarterback. Hell, I'll take him right now. I take him. I mean, he can do all the antics all he want. It's kind of like how Chad Ochocinco, nobody didn't want that guy when he left Cincinnati because he was a showman. Nobody wanted T.O. after Dallas because it was hard for those guys to get a job because they were showmen. Mm-hmm. Cam Newton, he has the talent, so it got to be something, man. I don't understand. I don't understand why he's not on the field talent wise. New England gave him a shot. He went 7-9 with the Patriots, better than what they're doing now. I think the Atlanta Falcons can do him. Can definitely take his service. The Atlanta Falcons, and I would say, I would go with the Chargers. Even right now they lost Justin Herbert. Cam Newton could be a great backup, but see, I think that's what it is too. He's so cocky that he don't want to be a backup, just like Allen Iverson did. Allen Iverson didn't want to come off the bench. Allen Iverson could have had a longer career, but he didn't want to come off the bench. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to start. And see, that's where you gotta. I think at time, man, you gotta be humble. You gotta Kendrick Lamar. You just gotta sit down and be humble, man. And Cam Newton doesn't seem like a humble guy. He has to be the starter, whoever it is. But see, nobody's not going that way because his starter record is not. It's really not productive. And we all know 2015, I believe that was Mark 2015, when they won the Super Bowl, they was 15-1. That was his best year. That was his only year, but I'm talking too much. Mr. Episode, what you think about Cam Newton in this situation?
I think it's a lot like what you said, host. I think his off the field antics and especially his mouth, for lack of a better term, is the reason why he's had a lack of an opportunity. NFL teams have shown, especially out of a backup quarterback, let alone a starting quarterback, you need somebody who's going to be able to represent the franchise well and not say stupid things to the media. And we've seen throughout the course of Cam Newton's career that hasn't been the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple years ago, like 2016, 2017, something like that, he lost one of his big sponsorships with the yogurt company because of some misogynistic things he said about women covering the game of football.
Yeah.
And he didn't learn from that. And he just kept talking, kept being arrogant. And then I don't know if you guys really follow him on social media.
I do.
But a lot of people watch what you do online. It's like
yes,
your parents when you're a teenager growing up in today's day and age, they always preach to you, be careful what you post online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why would a team want to bring you in to be both a backup or a starting quarterback for their team when there's literally a video that you yourself posted online of a young kid, no older than a teenager, chirping at you, talking junk, and you going right back at him in his face, jacking yourself off in front of him? Like that's not a good look for a professional athlete, especially not a quarterback in the National Football League.
I agree.
And later on in that very interview that you just brought up, host, he took shots at some of the top quarterbacks in the game by calling them game managers.
It's true.
You can't be in a position you're in, Cam Newton, with all due respect. I know you're a Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, former league MVP, but you can't be taking shots at some of the top people in the game right now. It's not a good look for you. It's not going to win you over with anybody's fan base or organization.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why, even after he served time in jail, why Michael Vick got another chance, because he was passionate about the game of football. He was allowed to be himself and dress and talk like how he wants to do, but he wasn't blasting it constantly in the face of everybody, especially not on social media. Michael Vick was very passionate about football. And he was also very humble. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. He's incredibly passionate about the game of football, very comfortable in his own skin, and very confident in his own abilities.
Absolutely.
He doesn't blast it and constantly talk shit to everybody whenever he gets a microphone put in front of him.
Absolutely.
I think if Cam Newton would talk a little bit less shit and show a little bit more passion for football, then he might get another chance. But tell you the truth, between his age and his injury history and just his online antics and stuff, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think that ship has sailed. I'm putting him in the same category I put Colin Kaepernick. To be honest with you, I would love to see them play in the NFL again. I wish I could see them play, but I just think the ship has sailed and it's time to move on to something else.
I agree. That was well said too. I totally agree. Deuce, what's up, Deuce? The Deuce said, I've seen worse players be just as cocky with less accolades. The guy is a Heisman, national championship, and NFL MVP. I think we choose who we hold to the fire. Very true. I can say, I mean, talent-wise, the dude is phenomenal.
Talent-wise, like you brought up, host,
Yeah,
Chad Ochocinco and T.O. were phenomenal.
phenomenal.
But
You
again,
can't
like when
you can't
when
be
you had
bigger than
those,
the product. You cannot
yeah,
be bigger than the product. The NFL will not allow you to. Patrick Mahomes is the poster boy of NFL. He's the poster boy, but Patrick Mahomes cannot be bigger than the NFL. It's impossible.
and Deuce know about what we're talking about firsthand with what happened with AB. I mean, Antonio Brown was going on a similar path, like talking a lot of shit, being incredibly flamboyant, and
Yeah,
just blasting himself out there whenever he got
yeah,
a chance. And
yeah.
look what that led him to do.
Yeah,
So
see what I'm saying? Look what it took him. Nowhere.
at least in the case of somebody like, say, I ain't trying to this. I'm not making this a race thing for anybody tries to say that. But look in the case of somebody like Tom Brady or Baker Mayfield, those two guys do talk a lot of shit, especially
Yeah,
on the football field.
yeah, they
But
do.
it's always talking shit about football in the
Yeah,
heat of the game because they're
right,
so passionate about the game.
right.
They're not literally getting on Big Ticker's radio show in Atlanta talking shit about the top
That's what I'm
quarterbacks in the
saying.
game.
You going
They're
the
not
whole
jacking
route.
off in front of a kid
There you
talking
go.
shit to them at a high school event. Like, come on now.
Yeah, you can't be doing that
It's
shit,
things
man.
like that where you just kind of take it too far, and I think that's
You're,
why he's not in
but
there.
you're a goddamn MVP. Like you were the man, and I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, you were the goddamn man. But I agree because when you are an athlete, especially of that criteria and that status, if former MVP, that means you're up in the upper echelon. You
You're
Drew
held
said
to a much
Baker.
higher standard.
Baker, exactly. Baker is the main example. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
but Baker talk a lot of shit on the field because he's
Yeah.
passionate about football. You
Mhm.
don't see Baker Mayfield
Yeah,
getting on social media taking shots at Brock Purdy or
yeah, he
Matthew
took a shot.
Stafford or anybody like
Yeah,
that.
when he took a shot at Brock Purdy, like, whoa, this dude, Brock
Yeah,
Purdy, still about to be. I mean, he could be possibly MVP. Like, I mean,
yeah,
to
you
each his
don't see
own.
Baker doing that.
No. But to each his own. I respect everybody's opinion. That's just me. He spoke his mind. He spoke his opinion, but I think it's just the wrong avenue to go down right now, especially with Brock Purdy. Oh
But
man, Lodgehead is off the chain.
answer your question though, host.
Yes, sir. He's more cocky than most people.
It's on the football field though. It's a difference.
Yeah.
He's doing that stuff on the field.
Exactly. Kobe Bryant was a cocky dude, but Kobe Bryant was cocky on the court.
Michael Jordan, same way.
Oh,
To answer your question, you asked Q-Dog earlier.
Yes, sir.
A team that you felt like would be a good fit for Cam Newton's services. If he's truly serious about willing to be a backup, when Anthony Richardson was coming out of the draft, people compared him to Cam Newton a lot. I think he would be a good person to have, like either as a backup or possibly even like a personal quarterback coach or something, just to be up there in Indianapolis mentoring Anthony Richardson, since they're pretty much like a clone of the same player. So I think that'd be a good place for him to still use that football mind and contribute to the game going forward.
I can see that. No, what you do on Gardner Minshew though? On Gardner Minshew,
I feel like if Cam went there, he would be probably like I said, third string, like de facto quarterback coach. Because I don't
that
think
guy's
he'd be
not
able
going to
to plant.
Yeah, he's not going to do that. His ego is so big.
And at the end of the day, host, that's on him.
He could go to the Vikings. He could be a good second string to the Vikes. What you think?
He's gonna want to. I mean, being a backup is that's just his way of getting in. But he's gonna want to be a starter once he get there. I think that's not where he's gonna try to stay put because of his ego. He want to get back to the old Cam and the person that he was. He's not gonna sit still at being a backup. I figure that's his way of getting into a team. But I don't think that's where he permanently want to be.
Right.
He wouldn't settle for that.
He wouldn't settle for that. Exactly. Deuce said, what about when he was in college talking to fans in the stands, clapping in a kid's face during the coin toss?
Deuce
wow,
is referring
that's crazy. They just showing that. That's crazy.
Deuce is referring to Baker Mayfield when he was at that other school in the 405.
I
We
seen
don't talk
that.
about that other school.
Yeah, I
He
was
was at a
watching
game against Kansas,
that.
and he tried to shake the kid's hand before the coin toss, and the kid was a Kansas fan. He knew who Baker Mayfield was, and he didn't shake his hand. So Baker played it off and was clapping his hands. But again, clapping your hands in the kid's face is different than jacking your meat off in a man's face. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was wild.
Like that's that line.
Dude say he flipped people off in the sayings, mouthing "fu" to people, but still went number one. And he got a point. He got a point.
That part I can't defend.
Yeah, he got a point on that one. Yeah, yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, I
He
can't
did on that
defend
one,
that.
bro. Yeah, bro. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but again, man, this guy, 34. He's 34 years. You guys, I'm gonna read his numbers. I pulled his numbers up. Cameron. He rushed for 5,628 yards, 75 rushing touchdowns, which I think the record is broke now. Jalen Hurts, is it?
Hold on. You talking career in the season?
Career. It might be the season. Might. I think Jalen broke in the season.
No, not for career.
Not career. Right. But he's the all-time
the one
rushing.
for the season, I believe, is all about Lamar.
Oh, okay. Well, Cam has
Cam has the career. He has it for the career.
Yeah, career all-time. He's all-time rushing touchdown. He lost a mere 10 fumbles. He lost 10 fumbles in 148 games throughout his 11-year NFL career. That's pretty impressive. As of the time of writing, Newton has a career stat line of 32,382 passing yards, 194 touchdown passes, and 123 interceptions in 148 games. Now that's bad. That's bad. You got 194 touchdowns and 123 interceptions. Damn. Holy cow. That's a lot. It's bad. In 148 games in his career. I can't do the math real quick, but
it's almost like an interception every game.
Almost. That's bad, bro. That is bad. But in spite of all that, the guy is phenomenal. He's a freak of nature. Well, he's 6'5", 245. Like the dude is just a freak of nature, man. Like, but I'm not gonna say tone it down because he already basically said I'm gonna do me. But see, doing me has got him nowhere in the NFL. So I mean, he's doing him. He is doing great. He has his own podcast. He has like two or three podcasts or whatever. And it's interesting. It's interesting. Boy. His shows is very, very, I ain't gonna say weird, but very interesting. But Cam Newton is a charismatic guy. I'm always gonna be a fan of his. I'm always gonna be a fan of him. It was a big deal, of course, when how he dressed. That was a big deal,
It's always been like, again, I'm not trying to trash a fellow black man. This is a recurring theme that's been with him throughout his career, even when he was playing. I remember do y'all remember the year the 49ers went to the Super Bowl and Kaepernick went to Bank of America and played against Cam and did Cam's Superman celebration.
He
But
did.
Cam was heated about that, and like people legitimately thought they had beef.
Yeah,
and just stuff like that, man. It's hard to have answers like that throughout your whole career and still land a job in the NFL, man.
And it's hard to live. I seen an interview really quick with Ocho, and he said, I got fined for doing all this touchdown dance. Now they got a screen for it now. He said, I got fined for celebrating and doing that, but now it's okay now. They got a screen. When the defense get an interception, the whole defense run down, they pose in front of the screen, all that. And Cam said, Ocho said, man, I got fined for that. Now everything is good. Cam the same way. Cam is a showman. But now it's like, I don't know. I guess Cam's showman. I guess his showman It's just not acceptable by owners. But again, you can't be bigger than the product. And I think that's what Cam's problem. He wants to be bigger than the product. You can't. You know, when he came back to Carolina, he scored that rushing touchdown. I'm back. He did that. Like, but you lost that game still. You lost that game. Yeah, you was back, but you lost that game. You know, I would like to see him. I'm not gonna sit here and say the brother need to change anything. Cam Newton just gonna be Cam Newton. I'm always gonna be a Cam Newton fan. The guy is phenomenal. 2015, this dude was untouchable. He was untouchable. He was the truth. But
so Atlanta got a hold of him.
Yeah. No. What ticked me off about him? Okay, really short. They lost to the Broncos in the Super Bowl 2015. That was Peyton's last game, of course. The next season, they played the Vikings. The Vikings beat the brakes off him. Man, Jared Allen, he probably had like 5 sacks on him. They was killing him. The Vikings was putting a whooping on him. And he gets in the press conference and said, I'm getting hit too hard. What?
He low-key had a case though. I ain't
No.
gonna hold you.
No, because you can't sit here and do all this every time you score or every time you get a first down, you dabbing. But then the Vikings put a hit on you. Now you getting hit. It's just like a Cowboy fan. You there when you're winning, but you're gone when you lose.
Footage showed though, host, like there were hits that Cam Newton was taking that other quarterbacks would take, and it'd be a penalty. But when Cam would take him, it wasn't called. There's a lot of video evidence out there for that.
I watched that game. It was like the first game of the season, and the Vikings put their cleats in his head. They were tearing him up left and right, and I'm like, oh my god! Like, and then
they were tired of him dancing and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what the Falcons did to him. Like in one of the last games of the regular season.
Bro. Yeah, man. He just, man, good Lord, man. He just gotta. Oh man, that ticked me off. I'm like, man, dude, you're 6'5", you're 245, man. You're a beast, and you whining over some hits. Get out the pocket.
The hits still hurt, man.
But get out the pocket. You're fast enough. You're big enough. Get out the pocket. But don't whine about getting hit. But then you score a first down or you score a touchdown, and you.
Lynch Swan do the same stuff back in the day.
Oh boy, he get personal now. Deuce.
Hey, Lynch Swan did do that crap back in the day. Old ballerina.
Yeah.
I don't like Jack Tatum. He hits too hard. It's not safe.
No, it was George Murchison. Well, George Murchison. Boy, he put something on. He sued him. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they sued George. Yeah, they sued him, man. He hit him so hard, he sued him. But that was Cam. I think we needed. I wanted to hit Cam tonight, but I want to hit. This is the biggest story right here, the biggest story in sports, man, and it is coming from Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green. The Warriors, Draymond Green enters counseling after suspension and will miss at least 3 more weeks. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green has started a counseling program and will be out for at least next 3 weeks, according to Shams. I'm not gonna mess that name up. Green was suspended indefinitely by the NBA after striking Phoenix Suns center Yusuf Nurkic in the head during a game on December 12th. Joe Dumars, the NBA's executive vice president and head of basketball operations, said that Green's repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts played a role in the unique and extended punishment. The incident with Nurkic was Green's 3rd ejection in 15 games this season. Terrible. Previously, he had been ejected on November 11th in part of shoving Cleveland Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell into the first row of the crowd, and on November 15th for putting Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert in a chokehold. Green was suspended 5 games for Gobert's episode. Before Green can return to action, he will be required to meet certain league and team conditions, though the specifics have not been made available. Green has been receptive to the process that will give him back on the court. The dog. He said he can't help himself. Oh boy. I know, bro. I know, Deuce. I know, Deuce. But OG, Draymond Green, man, the brother been suspended, man, 3 times in 15 games, brother. 3 times, man. If you had to get this man advice, you know, OG, if you had to get this man advice, man, what would you tell Draymond? That's the first question. And the second question is, do you think that suspension is a little bit like a slap on the wrist? Do it need to be more?
Well, quite evident to me, the suspension is a slap on the wrist. Someone who gets suspended in 15 days, 3 different times, and clearly there's something going on here. It's not good for the league.
Right. For the league.
We like Draymond Green as the motivator. He's the motivator of that team. I like the energy that he brings. You know, there's nobody with the type of personality that he has on that team.
Facts.
Everybody else is kind of soft-spoken, laid back, and when they're down or they need a spark, you know, he's the Energizer Bunny.
Right.
But these blatant fights and so-called basketball acts, punches, I mean, we can see through those. And, you know, you blatantly, you want to fight more than you want to play basketball.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And my thing is, it should have been a all-year suspension. It should have been all-year suspension.
I agree.
Yeah, it should have been all. I don't think that's just enough time. I mean, because to me, I think what they're looking at what Draymond brings than what he does. You know, far as to the NBA, he you know, you can't mention Golden State without Draymond Green. So taking him away from the team for a whole year, you know, it'd be just a kind of like a lame team.
Yeah.
But to me, the stuff that he does, man, it's like he just Dennis Rodman. He would pick things with players, but he would do it just to get you ejected. That was his goal, is to get you, the referee, not see what he does, but see what you do in reality to get the personal foul on you. And try to get the best man player out the game. I remember times with him and Karl Malone.
Oh, yes, sir.
You know, he tripped Karl Malone maybe 3 times. Karl Malone got up, he tripped him again. But Karl Malone knew that he wasn't trying to really like hurt him, but he was trying to agitate him to the point where he would retaliate back. Green was just trying to go through you.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to knock you out, choke you out. I mean, I think maybe he needed to look towards boxing. I don't know what I respect if I was playing against Golden State and if I was playing it, I had to guard him. I don't know if I can play my game or be on the lookout for what he might do. You know, that's going to take away from my game because I'm not going to let nobody that has a history of punching people, and I'm not going to get caught off guard. So I'll be more focused on that than playing my game. I couldn't help it. I wouldn't want to be the one. Put it that way.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't want to be the one. And so I think when you got a player like that's you know, getting in people's heads like that they might be in a fight or whatever, you know, you're taking away from what the game is, that what fans are paying for. You know, they're not paying for tickets for NBA for fights. They want to see good game, competitive game. And clearly with swinging around, you know, like he was posting up on that guy, you know, it was kind of like to me, it reminded me of what Ron Artest did to what's your boy the Beard?
Talking about Ben Wallace with the Mouse and the Powers.
No. With when Ron Artest did what's his name? Harden, yeah. When Harden was playing with Oklahoma City, he had like he got a rebound and he was celebrating.
Yeah.
He clearly elbowed that man in the jaw. Man, he tore all of this up, man.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. And so, he plays into these actions like he's really doing basketball moves to celebrate, but he finds a way to get a blow in. Like somebody with a knife, you fight somebody, you find a way to get a cut in. He finds a way to get a blow in into like he's actually playing basketball. Mm-hmm. But he's doing it too much.
Yeah.
To the point where, you're throwing people into the stand, you're choking people out. Mm-hmm. I mean, man, he should got suspended for the whole year, man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the dog. I agree with the dog on that.
And then not only, I would take it far as two, man, because this guy, man, he clearly doesn't get it. He does, and this short suspension, and if he come back and do the same thing, it's gonna look bad on Joe Dumars now, man.
Yeah,
it's gonna look bad on him because you let the guy come back too soon. How are your players gonna feel? Some players are not gonna feel comfortable playing against him, guarding him. And like I said, but a former basketball player myself, a street ball player or a high school player like back in the day, like I was, if I know a guy that has a history of punching or hitting players, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna guard him. I'm looking out for that blow all game long.
All day long.
It's gonna take me away from my game, but I don't want to get knocked out.
That's right.
It'd be hard for me to play my game knowing that he does stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that being said, with the punch of Poole and at practice, how he stuck him, and man, it's just too much, man. It's just too much. Mm-hmm. That dude, I think the dude probably need to be going indefinitely.
Yeah.
That's just me. It's no need for all that. He just done too much. Yeah, trying to make a way for him to come back, he just done did too much where he shouldn't come back. Mm-hmm. I just don't like Stephon Curry. He trying to find ways to, to talk about it and deal with it. And it's just like his facial expression, man, there's nothing he really can do. That dude gonna do what he do.
Yeah.
He has an end for players when he see them the whole time. He's just trying to figure out how he gonna get to them.
That's right.
He just has it in for him. All the time. And it just takes the right moment, the right portion of the game or whatever, the heat of the passion of the game or something, and he feels an opportunity to slip one in. Mm-hmm. And but that punch on that guy, man, that was ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that was terrible. Draymond has been hit with so many, he kicked Steven Adams. I just read that he just shoved not too long ago Spider Mitchell. I mean, what really got me was it's about 2 years ago when they played Memphis in the first round. He gets ejected and he just starts skipping all over the place. Just an antic. Like, it's some mental issues there. He got ejected and he just started, he was going to the bench, dapping everybody, and he was just skipping off doing it to the crowd, waving to the crowd. He got ejected from the game. And you doing that? Something ain't right with you. The same way with Antonio Brown. Y'all remember when he got ejected, he ran on the field or whatever. He ran on the field doing all that antic. It's just it got to be mental health with that. It got to be. For a guy to be acting like that. And like I said, this ain't nothing like one time a season. 3 times in 15 games. And just Draymond, man. Like, and I'm gonna get to Mark in a second. I was talking to a guy yesterday about this, and he said, he's the modern day Charles Oakley. No, sir.
No.
No, sir. No, sir. And he said that he's doing what he's bringing back old school basketball. No, sir.
No.
That is not. The difference and the difference, and Q know what I'm talking about. Let's start with the bad boys of Detroit, the Detroit Pistons back in the 80s. Yeah, those guys were known for beating you up, but you know one thing about it, they tell you it's coming. Those guys, they tell you before the game, they're going to tell you they're going to do it. they're going to do it. They Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer. You could throw Aguilar in there too. Those guys are going to tell you they're going to do it, but those guys never punch anybody. They was known for knocking you out of the air. Michael Jordan. Every time Michael Jordan go for the air, knock him out of the air. That's what they think. Bill Laimbeer, you come on a fast break, he shoulder ram you. Never did those guys ball up their fist and knock you. None of them swung their fist. None of them. Not purposely. And those guys, Detroit Pistons, they did it purposely. That was their thing. That's why they called the bad boys. They was the Raiders of basketball. And Charles Oakley, that's another guy. Charles Oakley, I think he had to throw a couple fists, but it wasn't. It was more of a body thing. Buck Williams, all those guys, man. Those guys, they were just tough, man. But Draymond, oh my God, this is crazy, and it looks bad on Steph Curry, who's such a great guy, who's having a good season. This is a dynasty. They just won an NBA. They won an NBA title 2 years ago, year before last. They got 4 titles. Draymond was there all the time. I think you mentioned Q, his talent or whatever. He's part of those 4 titles. He's a very big piece to this dynasty. But he don't understand that you're killing it with your antics. You're killing it. Golden State is 10 and 43 right now. Their record is not good at all. That is not good. And it's going to hurt the Golden State Warriors big time. Because he's, like I said, he's a great passer. He brings that energy. It's just hurting him. Just like in the NBA Finals in 2016 when they lost to Cleveland. He gets ejected for the LeBron thing, which was kind of weird. But as you can see, when he left, Cleveland came back and won. Oh, Draymond, these athletes, man, they really got to have self-control. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm talking too much. Mr. Episode.
Oh, man, you took the words right out of my mouth.
I know, man, I'm sorry.
I grew up, with Shaq dominating the paint and playing bully ball. Ben Wallace and the boys up in Detroit. Q mentioned Ron Artest. I immediately think of the Malice in the Palace. For whatever reason, that's one of my fondest basketball memories.
Everybody.
So it's one thing to play bully ball and play really physical basketball, especially in today's day and age where it's gotten a little bit soft. But when you start stomping on dudes' chests, kicking dudes in the nuts, punching dudes in the face, choke slamming them into the stands, even punching your own teammates in the face during practice, it's when it kind of goes too far. I don't know why, but he's given Vontaze Burfict vibes where he's starting to become too violent for the game.
Yeah.
And I think it genuinely, really like Ndamukong too. But it's given the energy to me. I agree with Q-Dog, but I'm a little bit harsher. I think at some point, if he continues to get suspended, if he continues to have these explosions of anger in a basketball game, there's really no place for it. I think he might be approaching the verge of all right, the NBA might need to talk about banning him. He might get that Pete Rose treatment, or that Vontaze Burfict treatment. To be honest with you, because you're hurting the product on the court.
Yeah.
If parents see, you doing all this crazy stuff to players, they're not going to want their kids to watch or play the game, which hurts the NBA's overall bottom line. Yeah. Like Q-Dog said, you're taking away from some of the best players in the game because they're going to be less concerned with trying to play basketball to the best of their abilities and more so concerned with defending themselves because they don't know what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just hurting everybody all around. And then also, like you mentioned, host, you're affecting your own team because how many years in a row has Steph Curry had to sit there and answer questions about you and your antics, and that's kind of distracting them in that locker room and taking away from what they're trying to do. So I don't know if his teammates are eventually going to get sick of it first, or if the NBA itself is going to get sick of it. But I think either if he keeps this up, he's either going to run himself out of Golden State, or he might run himself completely out of the NBA in general. And I would hate to see that happen because the NBA needs players like Draymond when he's not acting up like this, like being scrappy, being physical, going after the rebounds, diving for them loose balls, like that kind of stuff. You need that physicality in the game to help it maintain its legitimacy. But when you start turning a basketball game into a game, a Def Jam fight for New York, you got to go.
Right. That's why I don't like Patrick Beverly. I can't stand him. He's dirty, man. I don't like dirty players. I don't like
It's
it.
one thing if it's a Lance Stevenson where you just ribbing a guy,
Yeah. But Patrick Beverly, man, what he did to Chris Paul, 2, 3, maybe, yeah,
And it pushed him in the back.
yeah, he pushed him in the back. I'm like, come on, bro. I love the game of basketball about much as I love football. But basketball is like, because I played, I played basketball. I can't play football. I can't play. I can coach. I can't play football. But basketball, that's me. But man, you push that dude like that, man. That's no, man. That ain't right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, come on, man. You deserve to get your head knocked off. You deserve to get your head knocked off, and you're lucky. That's why I like Patrick Beverly. I got no respect for him. Draymond, he's starting to get me like that. I got no respect for him no more. I don't like it. I don't like it. And yeah, I grew up in the era where they foul you and stuff like that, man. And I grew up in that era, and I get that. But they didn't do it all the time. It wasn't all the time. The Pistons, believe it or not, they didn't get you all the time. They only got the star players. But again, they gonna let you know ahead of time. It ain't like you just gonna all of a sudden you guarding the guy and all of a sudden, you just get it out of the blue. No, it's coming. Bill and Bill, I'm gonna get you. It's coming. It's coming. So again, man, I know I'm probably gonna get hit with a copyright on this, but I don't care. I don't care. I think we should. I'm gonna show this. Oh, let me take that off. I'm like I said, I know I'm gonna get hit with a copyright, but it'll be all right. I edit it, man. But this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, he laid him out, man. Watch this. And he said he was, look at that, man. That's ridiculous. And you try.
That hit alone right there should solidify. That's why he needs to be suspended for the whole year.
Yeah. And he said he was flopping.
You don't flop going forward like that with punch like that.
And why you posting up by the 3-point line? Look at that, man. Keyshawn said something. Keyshawn Johnson, he said something that really made sense. And he said, he pick on the guys that he do that to the guys that he know he can do it to.
Yeah.
He said, why he don't go pick on nobody like Julius Randle or somebody like that? He only notice he did that to Steven Adams. He did the Spider. He just do it to people that he know that he can do it to, man. Draymond, man, I think it's just downright distasteful. I don't like it. I don't like it a bit, man. I can't stand it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I really wish Philly G. But I really wish, man, they forget this slap on the wrist, man, and just completely like you and I think Mark, you said the same thing, is just take him out. It's going to be a lot on Steph Curry because, I mean, Steph Curry, oh, man, boy, the struggle he's going to have. The struggle, you don't want to see a guy like Steph Curry, who's a genuine great guy, man. You don't want to see him struggle like that. But, man, I try to teach my kids, and I coach YFCA ball, man, and I try to teach my kids, man. They get mad, they get ticked off sometimes. I had to bring them out. I bring them out of the game, talk to them. Look, it's just a game. We all get upset. You want to fight, but how you get them back is score the basket. Score. That's how you win that fight. I learned that from Kobe. All right, man. That was sports. We had sports to talk about here. We talked about today Cam Newton and the incident with good old Draymond Green. Draymond Green, man. Oh, I tell you. Terrible. But nevertheless, the deuce out there, the deuce in the live chat. Of course, man, Philly G in the live chat. I don't know where Gigi at and where it's Drew to the game. I don't know where y'all at. Where y'all at today? Where y'all at? All right, man. Quick pick. Let's get these quick picks rolling real quick. Thursday night's game. The New Orleans Saints. They travel all the way to LA to take on the Rams of Los Angeles. The dog. Saints of the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams.
Rams it is for the dog. Mr. Episode.
Oh, the more things change, the more they stay the same, Q-Dog. You're always copying off my paper. The Rams is they on a surge right now. And I think they're going places that the Orleans ain't going to this season. So I'm gonna take Aaron Donald and the Rams.
Ooh, I agree. The Rams are 9-7-17.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? They was trash. Billy G, Puka going off across the middle. Good.
I bet you want that, Philly G. I bet you want that.
Yep. Philly G's old. All right. That was the quick picks for Thursday. All right, man. We are here. We're at the end, man. And you know how we go, man. That's our show for today, man. As always, we want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real Sports Talk About on the Real Sports Podcast, man. I want to thank my sponsors. We got sponsors, man. I want to thank my sponsors, Fanatics, SeatGeek, and Amazon Music, and also Fantasy Sports Evo. Now, if you want a piece of your favorite sports team gear, whether it's hoodies or jerseys, man, hats, you name it, go to Fanatics, man. Go to Fanatics. If you want NFL tickets, concert tickets, SeatGeek is the way to go. And if you want to jam out to your favorite song ad free, go to Amazon Music. And once again, if you want to play fantasy sports with less complications and just choosing teams only, man, instead, choose Fantasy Sports Evo. All these links are available in the description box right up under the page here, man. So click on them, enjoy some discounts courtesy of the Real Sports Podcast, man. Yeah, go to Fanatics and get you a jersey, man. It's all on us. Get your discount codes. I got promo codes coming soon. And also, man, hit that thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up for us. Hit that thumbs up. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for all notifications. Follow us on X, that is old Twitter, and Twitch. And join our sports group on Facebook. It is called the Real Sports Group. In there, you can talk sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can even start a debate. So go to Facebook and type in Real Sports Group and join. I know this ain't Saturday, man, but I got the legend in here. I cannot thank him enough for being on tonight. He said, host, put me on for Tuesday. My man. Very faithful, man. I tell you, appreciate you, Q Dog, man. You can take us
Yeah,
out.
bro. Hey, like the host said, I was glad to come here on Tuesday. I've been here on a while. Thank you, y'all. Tuning in early this week. Look forward to seeing some of y'all faces Saturday as we go over the rest of the NFL schedule and more sports to talk about. And so thanks for tuning in tonight and stay warm.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, boy. Because, boy, it is cold. It is cold out there. What is going on with my mouth? It is cold. It is really cold. Mr. Episode. My man, what's going on with my mouse here? Technical difficulties all over the place, man.
It's in shock. I can't believe that it's in the presence of the legendary Q Dog on Tuesday, man.
I'm trying to tell you, boy, we got the dog here on a Tuesday, man. You know what? I gotta do it, bro. Why? I gotta do it while you're here. I gotta do it.
Come on, man. Hold on, dog. I know where you headed. Come on, don't do it.
you know they call it.
Not this early. Not this early. All right, bring some more of that Saturday.
Yes, sir. Get some of that good old Christmas.
Yes, sir. With Santa Claus.
Oh, man. All right, man. We are, boy, I tell you, boy, we are back in the building this Saturday, man. We will have more football talk, and the podcast panel, they will have the predictions for week 16. So come on back and join us this Saturday at 1 p.m. live right here on YouTube, man. Believe in your team, and most importantly, believe in yourself. You can do anything you want to do in this life, man. Everybody around the world, be safe and stay safe. We out. Down, up.
Yes, sir.